news. This is the Herdline News.
All right. Well, you and I agree on one thing.
What's that?
This whole Bucks situation really comes down to Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
He had not played well in the playoffs so far, but he had come to life at the end of yesterday's game.
Big
The
four.
Bucks take a 3-1 lead over the Magic. Middleton scored 18 of his 21 points in the fourth quarter and finished with 10 rebounds after being held to just one field goal in the first three quarters on 1 of 9 shooting.
Brutal.
After the game, Middleton said Giannis told him to be aggressive, which is what he tried to do. And Coach Mike Budenholzer said it was just a matter of time before Middleton had a breakout game.
No, I think you'd not have to wait.
He averaged just 11 points per game through the first 3 playoff games.
Brutal.
Giannis had 31, 15, and 8.
He does
in
get
game
that
4.
Toronto's a much better defensive team than Orlando.
Well,
Miami's,
they'll play Miami.
And Miami's
which is a better defensive team than Orlando, and a much better offensive team and three-point shooting team.
Listen, that was not a small fourth quarter for him. Let me just state this. That was huge for Chris Middleton. He was having another atrocious game.
It's probably a little, I mean, I don't even know if it's fair. Like, do I even believe in fair? I don't even really believe in fair. But we are putting a lot on Chris Middleton,
Yes.
but it's because of the situation with Giannis.
And also, he got a max contract.
Right. Well, I mean, everybody's got to pay somebody. So whether he's, a max player or not, like, this is his opportunity to prove that. But there's an added weight to it because Giannis may leave Milwaukee if they don't end up winning the championship.
But you know what? That pressure is, we gave you max money and you got to have a good postseason.
Yeah, it's not too much to ask.
You're a professional athlete.
It's not a whole lot to ask. It isn't. I'm with you. That's why I said before the start, you can talk about like pressure on the Lakers and pressure on the Clippers. Like, sure, but there's always going to be pressure on LeBron James no matter what.
What about Jimmy Butler? Can you carry 3 undrafted guys and be the star of a team that wasn't good? Jimmy Butler, they have asked him to be the guy.
But he's always had that personality, though.
Well, that's time for Chris Middleton to get it because we're paying you 40. When you're paying a guy $150, $150 large, you better be able to handle Orlando in the first round.
And they will handle Orlando in the first round, as we're seeing. I think we all got a little panicky with the one loss in a lot of these series. But that's why I firmly believe the actual pressure this year is on Milwaukee. Like, they're the only team that if they lose, it's like unacceptable.
There's a little pressure on LA, but we kind of feel that this band's going to be together for several years.
There is pressure, but like I said, there's always pressure on LeBron. And as far as the Clippers go, if the Clippers lose to the Lakers, yes, like we'll talk about it.
They're not breaking up,
but
though.
they're not. It's next year. Someone's got to lose.
Milwaukee loses.
Is
Giannis
a different situation.
Literally, if Milwaukee loses in the Eastern playoffs to like a Miami or a Toronto, the league will change because Giannis is moving. He should.
I mean, and if he doesn't, then that's gonna probably, and maybe this is unfair, change how we look at Giannis.
Yeah, really, that's a great point. It's like, well, he's not really into the whole championship stuff.
Right. So Paul George has been in a slump during the Clippers' last 3 games. He's shooting just 29% from the field against the Mavs so far, which is his lowest ever in the playoffs. But that's not stopping Doc Rivers from giving him the green light to take shots.
And just let him keep shooting. We've got to get him more shots, and that's on us. And that's on all of us. He needs to shoot 20-plus times. He needs to get the ball up in the air.
Thank you. That's what.
He will.
Yeah.
He will. I feel very confident about PG because I always have.
Let's make a bet tonight. Paul George is going to get over 25 tonight. That's my bet. Paul George will have a very good game tonight.
I could feel that coming, too.
Yep, Paul's going to play very well tonight. Clippers will win. Paul George will come back.
Well, Kristaps is out.
And so, listen, sometimes you can live without a good player. Like, for instance, Houston without Westbrook for a game or two, and then all of a sudden last night you're like, they missed Westbrook.
No.
Harden looked tired in the end. You can always miss a player for a game or two, but over the course of a series, you need Westbrook for the energy, and you need Paul George. Otherwise, you're going to lose to the Mavs.
Yeah, I mean, Kristaps being out, like, even as amazing and thrilling and unbelievable as that game was, and a career game for Luka, he had to make that shot, like, from basically half court in order for that to happen. So, yeah, to do that again, to ask that of them again is going to be a lot. I mean, I think the Clippers are going to end up winning this series, and it's been a fun watch, and I'm grateful for that. But at the end of the day, the better team is going to end up winning a 7-game series. So the Browns will be missing second-round pick Grant Delpit this season. The rookie safety out of LSU suffered a torn Achilles in practice yesterday and is out for the year.
That stinks.
The latest addition to the Browns' growing injury report. Nick Chubb returned from a concussion, still limited in practice. Linebacker Mac Wilson is getting a second opinion after extending his knee last
They
week.
lost a corner, too.
Corner Kevin Johnson is in the hospital with a liver laceration.
Yeah, that's a bummer because I don't love their secondary. There's talent there, but I love their front. I love their defensive line, and I love their offensive talent. But their secondary is not one that can suffer. They can't lose a starting safety and a starting corner. They can't.
And linebacker.
Yeah, with Lamar in the division, with Lamar in the division and Ben in the division, 4 games against those two.
Yeah, and their defense is the side of the ball that we didn't have any questions about. So really rough camp so far for the Browns. Hopefully, they get a few of them back before the season, but Delpit will not be one of them, so unfortunate.
That's a bummer. One of those great LSU players. Joy with the news.
Well.